nice global insight. And from Paris, I think we have Xavier Denis. He's chief economist at Société Générale Private Banking. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. Xavier, let me just actually start off with you because you're in Paris. How was that speech received yesterday? His approval rating of the President François Hollande is so low. How is he going to regain confidence?
I'm not sure that the speech made yesterday was
boring.
A way to revive confidence
Next person.
Public opinion. I think it's more a way to
friends
speak
from
about your European counterparts and also to give a kind of roadmap in terms of how to strengthen French competitiveness. So I think there's still a lot of work to do, but I think the roadmap has been clarified, and this is something that should prop up at least business confidence, but probably not public opinion confidence.
James, does he need to change the team? Does he need to fire Moscovici?
Well, I mean, I think it was, in some ways, it was good that he didn't, actually, because there's been a lot of pressure, not least from the opposition in Parliament, to try and make a change.
Such a
in the
schweff.
finance ministry. But I think the fact that if he had sacked Moscovici, it would be just a reaction to a criticism, and he's going to get more and more of that. And then if they got rid of Moscovici, they might call for more changes. I think some certainty is probably a good thing.
All right, let's just bring in Jacques Lang now, because he's a former French government minister who was in charge of education and culture in several different socialist administrations. He joins us on the phone from Paris as well. Monsieur Lang, thank you so much for joining us. Just give us a sense of how you would fix France right now. The government is not doing a great job. Investors are worried about France. How do you turn the country around?
You speak on the general situation?
Yes, in general, how do you make France a little bit more competitive? What is the one thing that you would address right now? All right, Mr. Jacques, we'll get back to you shortly, and want to talk also more about the culture of France and the fact that there's talk about these taxes. Xavier, let me come back to you. In terms of this government reshuffle, is it something that we need to address? James was saying, you know, if we had a government reshuffle, then it would have been almost an embarrassment because it would have been a very quick reaction to calls from the opposition. But do we need some kind of cabinet change?
I'm not sure that changing the cabinet or any kind of government reshuffle address structural issues like the pension.
No, still speaking. No, still him.
I'm not sure government reshuffle would be the right way to go forward in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him fundamentally, and I think one thing he could change in the cabinet is to do something about Arnaud Montebourg, the Minister for Industrial Renewal. As we all know,
a great first year.
Well, you know, he's there for political reasons. I think sometimes we underestimate the strength of the left in France, and Hollande is a social democrat. He's a moderate within the Socialist Party, and it's easy to forget that in the UK and the US, where we see things somewhat differently. And Montebourg, unfortunately, he contributes to this anti-business atmosphere, and, you know, pronouncements about, you know, just recently Yahoo's blocking Yahoo's takeover of Dailymotion, and then last year threatening to throw out ArcelorMittal from the country. These are really unhelpful, and it contributes to this perception that France is anti-business.
Xavier, can I ask you whether or not we should be projecting forwards towards the end of this current administration and thinking about the impact of...
There is something that they might have told you about. You could, but I haven't also gotten information saying everyone should be good to go. So maybe she's still working on getting it. You could kind of know what
This guy's pretty boring.
So, and I think that at this stage, probably the president has a good understanding of what is necessary to do to promote reforms, to promote and to restore competitiveness, and to make France more able to get back to growth and more able to adjust to this fast-changing business and economic and social environment. So I think we'd say it's probably too early to say what could happen in a matter of a few years. There is a direction that has been given. The big issue in France, as usual, when you speak about reform, is the implementation. And we know that there is lots of work to do in terms of education, in terms of social benefits, in terms of also the size of the public administration, the number of layers, in terms of public authority. So many things are on the table. So and after the question will be how to have a clear view and how to have a clear schedule of the reforms.
All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. Xavier Denis there of Société Générale
Finally.
and James Goodry of